number one. And how modeling is been done. The process of developing a model is called modeling. Okay, that is what. Then in the second point, we will be trying to understand the modeling process and procedure. What precautions are to be taken while designing, a product. Any product is also an example of model. So therefore, we have to be very, very crystal clear in understanding the model, modeling process, modeling procedure, and modeling as a case example for better understanding of the realities of the real-time situations. So these are the core contents. My appeal and request to you people: feel free, very free. I am a youngest learner of this class, and I am with you. I am not an expert. I am one of the fellow student of the research. So if we interact more, we will learn more. It should not become a monotonous or one-sided session. Let us bring your topics, your issues, your cases, your research, so that we get a better research for the nation. The ultimate purpose of organizing this workshop is not for you, not for me. It is for empowering the citizens of the nation. The citizens should able to contribute a good policy packages, or the citizens or researcher or policy makers should be able to suggest the qualitative policy framework for the better standard of living conditions to the Indians and global citizens. So therefore, in economics we have what is a concept called the PQLI, Physical Quality Life Index. Now that was an old concept, PQLI. Now nowadays we are talking about two terms. Number one is what we are talking is it is the wellness, and second is happiness. So recent the technology of development is not of much of the PQLI or some other things. The how country is happy and how country is doing well in terms of the all activities and all sectors and all performances. That is what we are interested. So to make our country better, make our country happy, make our country to be good. So therefore, we need to have the clear-cut policy packages so that the implementation becomes good and quality of living of the people will be good. So therefore, in that context, the entire activities of capacity building across the nation and across the globe is happening, and CMD is part of that the global service or nodal service. So, and part of that, I am today here and you are here, so we'll continue our presentation. And I have some quick understanding of our session objectives. Those are content and these are objectives. Everybody should have the objectives for life. In fact, we say when you enter the CMDR, you will see the vision of the CMDR. When you go to your university, you have a vision for your university. Okay, like that also you should have a vision for your research and vision for your individual life also. At end of the life, what I want to become. Okay, point number one. And after 5 years, what I want to be. Okay, after 10 years, what I should be. And after 20 years, what should I be. So you have to have that concept clarity for your future. Then there will be continuous steady growth of your personal life. So therefore, like that also, I have some objectives for my session, and these objectives are very, very crystal clear. Number one is explore and understand research model and modeling. Now I want to understand what is exactly research model and modeling. Know the need for modeling. Why I need a model? Okay, say for example, this person is working on one model and maybe another person may be working on some other model. So I need to understand why I need a model for the sociology models are there, economic models are there, environmental models are there, physics models are there, mathematical models are there, astronomy models are there. Why we need all these models for the generation or for the society? I need to understand. And last one is to understand the process of research modeling. That is what we are able to understand. Okay. Now, given this background and context, I think we need to understand the next what has happened. STM is connected. Yes, sir. This is coming up. Sir, just little push it, gently push it. Okay, so this is what is the status, and therefore I need to understand the two things. Now I have here two products in front of me. Now these are the two products the India is waiting to get in the country. Okay, the Tesla people are talking, in case you are a background of economics, you will understand there is a negotiation. Recently, the Prime Minister of India visited America and he met Elon Musk, who is the owner of the Tesla company, and he has extended an invitation to come to India, and Tesla is also, Elon Musk also is interested to come to India, and therefore this vehicle, this Black Beauty may come to India soon. But which state we don't know, and what are the terms and conditions we don't know, what are the TOR we don't know, what is the SOP we don't know, but the vehicle is expected in India, and this vehicle is tested globally as a best EV model. Based on this EV model of the Tesla company, all other car manufacturing companies in the global market are moving towards EV model, and recently Mahindra is introducing the two vehicles called EV6 and EV9. Okay, Mahindra EV6 and EV9, and similarly, Kia has come with electric vehicles. Now Toyota is coming up with the new vehicles. Tata has already come with the two vehicles, Carv and other brands. So the many manufacturers are lower middle and upper luxurious car. They are planning to come up with India. And recently India had been to the an understanding and experience of in some major cities congestion of the traffic, including our own Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore is facing some problem. So industrialists and people of the Bangalore, they are giving a message, save Bangalore kind of message. Therefore, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Dr. D.K. Shivakumar, the Honorable Deputy CM, had an emergency meeting with authorities of the Bangalore, and he discussed issues related to the problems of Bangalore, of our Karnataka state capital city. Now, why I am telling all these things? Because city needs some urgent problems to be resolved. There is a problem of traffic, there is a problem of roads, there is a problem of water, there is some problem of other environmental issues, there is a garbage issue. So therefore, all these are the problems which needs to be addressed. For that we need a model. And one of such a priority model for Bangalore city, of course it could be other city also, he is planning to implement the China model. What China model is? China model is, China has already brought flying car in the city. What is this flying car? Flying car is a car like regular car. It runs on road also and fly in the sky also. So depending upon the congestion, it will fly. And if it is a heavy congestion, then heavy congestion will fly, otherwise it will run on the road. And this vehicle is a Toyota vehicle. Toyota is getting developed this vehicle. It has been presented in the Expo Delhi. So this vehicle flies for around 200 kilometers per hour. Okay, say for example from Nelmangala to that side Kangeri or Bidadi. Okay, it is around almost around 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers it will cover in 10 minutes. Okay, 40 kilometers it covers in 10 minutes, but currently we require 2.5 hours. From Bidadi to the Nelmangala or Dabaspete, we require 2.5 hours. In normal time, in heavy peak time, sometimes very difficult to cross. In fact, many times I got stuck in the traffic because of the several reasons, and I have spent hours and hours in the traffic as well as signals. So to overcome, we need a vehicle. So this is therefore this product comes. This product comes based on the modeling process and research. So therefore, research always produces different goods and services. That is one example. Recently, the iPhone company has introduced the iPhone. What is that? 16 Pro. Okay, recent December it has introduced. Okay, 16 Pro iPhone was introduced, and it is available in the market. Maybe around 1.5 lakhs is available in the market. But today's news, I just see the Times of India today. cover page advertisement, the Apple is happy to introduce the 16 Pro E version. Today's news I'm telling.
Big camera.
Okay, big camera. Now, what are the features we'll see later on. But today the news is the Apple, which has introduced a model in December, just even not 2 months over, but already Apple has come up with another model called the 16 Pro, 16th version of Pro. Pro means what? Pro means what? Pro means what? Professional. Okay, laptop also are two types. One is the home edition and professional edition. Professional editions are very tough in terms of operations. The batteries do not get heat, okay, and you can use them rough and tough, okay. So like that, the Pro version is a different, regular version is a different in even an iPhone, and this product is whatever is iPhone is planning to introduce. It is a 16th version plus Pro version plus E version. We have to understand what is that E version. Okay, even I have not seen. Just I seen today morning during the breakfast. So given this background, this is the latest model of iPhone of this model. The iPhone has multiple categories. iPhone has i10, iPhone 10, iPhone 11, iPhone 12. These are all different models. Now, leave this iPhone of the Apple product. Come to Samsung company. I have Samsung product in my hand. Many people may be having Samsung product, and mine is the Samsung S30. Purchased 6 years back. And if I want to sell this product now, if I want to sell this product in the market, the price of this product today is, when I purchased it is 26,000 and today is 250. Look at the price variation because model is old. So therefore the models are coming day by day with the higher specifications and higher components. Therefore we need to understand what exactly model in terms of research. So the model, whatever we find it in the real terms of products and different goods and different mathematical etc., it has a complete background. At back end of that product, there will be precise modeling process. There will be a precise modeling process, and that we need to understand, that we need to adopt for our individual research. That is what is we are interested today. So therefore, I have the point here is difference between model and modeling. The number one first is a definition. And nature, purpose, output and time frame. Okay, there are around 5 parameters we need to understand the difference between what is a model and what is a modeling. Modeling is a process, model is a output. Okay, so here it is a model is a structured representation of an economic system or social system or concept. Okay, now I have something in my hand. It is called mobile is a particular model. Let us say M30 or iPhone 16 Pro E today arrived. This is the latest model. Okay, I have LG TV with me in front of me, and this is LG TV OLED model. There are two versions. One is LCD version and OLED version. OLED is the latest one. LG produces and supply to the Sony, and Sony is the biggest market in the seller in the market. Now look at how market operates. So therefore the point is it is a structured representation of economic system or social system or political system or pure science system, and or it is a concept. Second is nature, a final product. It is an end output. Say directly, this mobile I am using it for consumption purpose. Okay, this mic is an Auja company, is a model. I am using it directly for consumption. I have a pen marker. I am directly using this is a model, blue model. There is a black model. There could be red model or whatever it is. Okay, I am using it for as a final product. It is not an intermediate product. What is that? Model is a final product. Comes directly for usage. Okay, and purpose is to explain or predict the economic behavior. Okay, how the future conditions may also happen. Okay, output is fixed framework like equations, graphs, simulations. Okay, then time frame static or dynamic but predefined. That's a model. Coming to this side, we have what is that? The process of creating and refining a model. Okay, yesterday there was an Apple iPhone Pro. Today Apple iPhone is a new version. It is a transformation from lower level to higher level. Therefore, I have a concept of refining the model or altering the model or redefining the entire process. That is what somebody was telling. Camera size is different. Okay, the capacity of the camera in terms of capturing resolutions could be different. Front may be different, back may be different. Okay, rear camera and front camera, it could be different. So therefore, it is a refining process of model. It is a continuous process. Modeling is a continuous process. Then develop a suitable pre-requisition representation of economic phenomena and an interactive series of steps to build and test models, evolving, adaptable over time. That is what is the difference between model and modeling. Now coming to understand the meaning and nature of the model and modeling. The model is a simplified description of reality designed to yield hypothesis about a particular behavior that can be tested. Now, what point we say here? It is a simplified description of reality. Today the Apple iPhone is the reality. Flying car is a reality. Okay, bullet train is a reality which runs at in India 180 kilometers. Okay, Chinese have gone for a much higher level speed. Okay, around 450 kilometers or more than 450 kilometers. That is the reality today. Okay, Bangalore is experiencing the yellow line. Bangalore is experiencing yellow metro line. Is a driverless metro car. In future, we may get electric. Okay, truck like electric trains, which will be highway will be connected with electric wire and no diesel, no petrol, something like that. The Tatas are coming up with trucks with the hydraulic power energy, no petrol, no diesel, based on water the vehicles will run. That's what research is planning to do. Okay, so therefore the point is a model is simplified description of reality designed to yield hypothesis about a particular behavior that can be tested. First point. A theoretical framework is a conceptual model of how one makes a logical sense of relationship among the several factors that have been identified as important to the problem. Now, what exactly it means? It means there is some interrelationship between some set of parameters. Now, what exactly it is? It is, for example, it is a model, or it is a graph, or it is a picture, or whatever it is, and this image or this model has some logical sense. Okay. Now, this logical sense, whatever. It doesn't reflect here. Okay, so very good. Okay, it has some logical sense. It is connected to this logical sense of relationship among the several factors. Now here, please understand this one word. What is that? Several factors. Several factor means several variables. Note down this point. When I say several factors, these several factors are having a different nature of the characteristics, and their role and performance is different in the model. Some are dependent, some are independent, some are endogenous, some are exogenous, and different types of around 8 types of variables are there. We'll see those a bit later, and that kind of information very less available in even very good books of research methodology. Okay, so therefore the point what I mean to say, the model is a conceptual model, but that basically analyzes logical relationship between variables. That's the point. Okay, the next point what we have, it is interrelationship among the variables. Same point. Okay, how product is associated with the dependent variable, and what dependent variable has linkages with independent variable or other variables. So that I need to understand. Okay, if a little press more of accelerator, how much speed a vehicle takes. That's what is very important in terms of whether it is electric vehicle or diesel vehicle or petrol vehicle, etc., etc. If I modify my teaching strategies, online, offline, what will be the impact on student? Okay, there are three categories of students. Okay, familiar with the computer, non-familiar with the computer, highly familiar with the computer. So people who are highly committed with or familiar with the computers, they can use AI and latest AI technology for the research, and the research can be done in very qualitative and efficient and productive way, because they are quite familiar with the technology and software. Person who is not aware of the laptop, person who don't know how to hold a mouse, for him it is very difficult. So therefore, what my point is, the theoretical framework discuss the interrelationship among the variables that are deemed to be integral to the dynamics of the situation being investigated. Say for example, I have quoted in a situation that Bangalore congestion of traffic. It is an international problem today. The international people are expressing the concern for the Bangalore hygienic conditions. Okay, and similarly the Delhi about the environmental issues. Okay, that is another measure. Okay, atmosphere and gas and pollution, etc., etc. in Delhi. And in Mumbai situations are different, Kolkata situations are different, and Chennai situations are different. All major cities are facing some problem. Come to the next layer cities like Ballari, like Hubli, Dharwad, or Koppal, or Chitradurga, or Belagavi, etc., etc. These cities are facing the water problem. How to solve water problem? Okay, so those are the issues to be understood in terms of dynamic situation being to be investigated, which are related to our problem. So that's the point. Then coming to the what variable means. What variable means, I have to understand what a variable means and what different types of variables are there. So therefore, I need to understand what exactly a variable means to me in my model. We know the theoretical concept or the meaning of variable. Variable means which varies from time to time. Okay, the morning Mr. X likes coffee, and afternoon he likes buttermilk, evening he again likes coffee. There is a law of nature. Okay, so but what exactly that behavior of consumption pattern of Mr. X has having the influence on product selling and the movement of the product in the market, I need to understand. So therefore, I need to understand what a variable means and what are the different types of variables are there, and this is very important for me. Researchers should understand this part very systematically, very scientifically. Once you understand this point, your research 60% done. Once you understand only this point, or even this interrelationship among the variables, once you understand this word for your research, 60% of research been done. If you don't understand the interrelationship among the variables, you cannot identify the variables, you cannot construct a questionnaire, you cannot construct an interview schedule, and you cannot conduct data collection and field work, and you cannot process the data. So therefore, first and most important is you have to have the understanding of interrelationship of variables and what a variable is and what are the different type of variables are there. That's what is the point. Now please understand, I have something good for you. And India yet do not produce a luxurious car. India yet not producing luxurious car. Take the Maruti Udyog Limited, it produces the lower segment and little less price, middle segment vehicle, not even a middle segment vehicle in the international market. Okay, lower middle and lower segment vehicles. The Maruti 800 car is called a poor man's car. Okay, it is a car is not a luxurious product now. It's that car, Maruti 800 car is called a poor man's car. Like a banana is a poor man's fruits. Mango, apple, kiwi and other luxurious products are fruits for the rich people. Luxurious products. But for us, banana is a poor man's fruits. Like that, in case of car also, the whatever you have a car in Maruti Udyog Limited, it has starting with they have stopped the 800, Alto, Wagoner, Swift Desire, all are less than 15 to 20 lakhs. Above we can say up to 20 lakhs. Maruti do not have cars more than 15 lakhs. All are less than 15 lakhs. Okay, the Mahindra is coming up with a vehicle. Mahindra is coming up with a vehicle. They say a 45 lakhs vehicle they are giving at 21-22 lakhs. That is a Mahindra EX6 and EX9. That is what the car with the facilities of 45 lakhs we are providing at 21 to 25 lakhs. That's what Mahindra is claiming. But still we are not producing a luxurious car, whatever the Salman Khan has, whatever Amitabh Bachchan family has. They purchase all imported products, imported cars. Okay, so the point here is what I mean to say is we have to have the luxurious features in the car. For example, I have a TV here. I have a TV here with the inbuilt capacity of 250 global channels. It works with the Starlink directly of Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk owns a Starlink. Starlink isn't it? Which is like a satellite. The BSN is planning to have a link with satellite Starlink, and they are able to provide most cheapest the telephone services. That's an aim. Okay, but whereas your Jio, Airtel and other network, they depend on a tower system. Okay, if I make a call, the call will go to my nearest tower. Tower will connect to the satellite. Satellite will connect to another tower at Kerala, and Kerala tower to the nearest the phone where I am making a call. So it is a four-way networking of model. I make a call, call will go to tower, tower will send a message to the satellite, satellite will and again connect to the nearest tower where I made a call, and then from that tower to call get connected. So therefore in this whole process, call drop system, low the productivity of voice call, etc. are there, and ultimately customers are unhappy and they are not happy because of the noise, because of the call drop, and whatever I say doesn't go to a message is miscommunication, etc. is happening. Therefore, the Elon Musk is coming up with a scheme called the direct satellite link. If I make a call, directly it go to the satellite and directly deliver to the another phone call where I made a call. So therefore, it is a direct connection between satellite to the next point. This is what is the development. So like this product is connected to the satellite, and this vehicle is let us say driverless vehicle. Driverless vehicle. Just give a command. I want to go to Dharwad. It will take you to Dharwad and go and stands in front of the bus stand. But if you say specific, what is that? In modern language it's called IIP. What is called? It is called IIP. IIP means what? Note down. IIP means intensive interactive prompt. What is that? Intensive interaction prompt. That means what you have to say, you have to have high intensity in that statement. Your message should be crystal clear. If your message is not crystal clear, high accuracy, then machine may not read your sentence properly and it may take you to some other place. Say for example, Dharwad, it may take you to Harvard. I went to once, the Mumbai, and I said I am from Dharwad, and that lady is from China. Oh, you are from Harvard, she said. So she understood I am from Harvard, and I said I am from Dharwad. confusion. So machine also may do the same mistake and it may take you to some other place than what you are expecting destination. So therefore the prompt is should be more accurate. Prompt should be more accurate. Therefore results will be better. That's what is the story. So I have a complete system with a keyboard. Okay, it is a laptop, but I have access to the keyboard. Or also I can give a voice command to my laptop. Okay, I have AC wind, and I have similarly my passenger, and front side the facilities are fully, what is that called, driverless car. And this is an latest car, is another example of the model of latest high luxurious car. High luxurious car. We say in case I'll tell you one small story. Okay, suppose you want to buy a car in the month of January or up to 15th or 16th February. Okay, price of the car, whatever it is, you get 50,000 or 1 lakh, sometimes 2 lakh discount you get. Why? Why? Because the whatever car you are buying in 2025 January up to 15th or 16th February, you are getting the vehicle which are produced in last financial year or last calendar year. That will carry, the model number of 2024 starting from January 2024 to December 2024. So therefore, even if you buy a vehicle in January, that is of a 1 year old vehicle. That model is an old model. Resale value of that product is very poor. Resale value of that product is very poor because that's an old model. That's an old model. So therefore, I need to understand how Kia car model, research and development, that's what, just an example.
So how to run the driverless car?
Signaling. Speak darling. Speak darling. ಅದು ಯಾರು ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅದ್ರ Siri. Siri, take me to the Karnataka University Dharwad. Siri, take me to the Bijapur Gol Gumbaz. Siri, take me to the Mumbai. Siri will drive you. Alexa. There are so many. China is coming up with a doll of AI model. I don't know what's going to happen. China is coming up with a doll called based on AI model. Whatever you want to say, the work inside the home of all household chores, okay, it does. That is what is the prediction of research. Like women, it does all works at home. I'll be happy if it does only work. I wish it should not do other things. I wish. Man companion of women, it substitutes in is very difficult. We don't want that kind of AI in the system. Let the human be with another human, not an artificial machine. Technology is changing, our psychology is also changing. We don't know. One day we may marry with the AI Siri. We don't know. So therefore the point is, this is what is a model, and let us come back quickly to our discussion. And our discussion is what exactly the people are saying about the definition. Okay, according to Samuelson and others, the model is a formal framework for representing a basic feature of complex system. Model is basically complex. If I open this mobile, you can't understand what is exactly is. If I open this product, it has a motherboard, it has a touch screen or display, then chip. Chip is a very small component. Okay, it has a battery. Today's newspaper says in 10 minutes we will deliver the product of Apple all over India, they say. Today's newspaper, Times of India. 10 minutes they are able to deliver. That's a marketing model. Now hotel alla manyaga इडली ಕೂಡ ಅಂದ್ರು ಮಿಸಸ್ लोग इडली ಕೂಡ घर में बीबी इडली दे दो अरे रुको 10 मिनट अब होता है. Look at the difference. Apple how marketing model has come up and what we have a model in our domestic conditions is very different. So therefore it is a very complex system and this system has some few central relationship. Central relationship that I need to understand. The models are being reflected in graphs, images. I think we have seen car is one example image. No, I have seen first Tesla car, then Toyota flying car, and the driverless metro is another example of image. And this product mobile or what is this called? Slide mover is an example. It is an image, but it is a model. If I operate here, it works. It works. Okay. So the point is what I mean to say. You will read that. Let me see. Well, now it works. So therefore the point here is what I mean to say. Okay, it doesn't show in the graph. Okay, image is another interesting. Like that we have graphs, we have mathematical equations and computer programs we need to understand. Now look at why we need a model. I have so many things in this slide. What all I have? I have one circle here. I have one circle here. This circle has some message. This is a model. What is a model? Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme empowering women. Empowering women. What it has? It has financial empowerment for women. It has social empowerment. It has an occupational, and it is an intellectual and emotional and what is this? Environmental and spiritual and physical. And this the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana of lady empowerment is connected to all these parameters. Once you connected with all these parameters of model called Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana PM scheme, okay, that will empower women. Empower women W is equal to E is equal to women energy. Women energy is equal to MC square. Once you empower women, the Newton law comes into the picture. Once women empowered in the house, children will be better. Quality of life will be different. So therefore that's a model. Therefore we need a model. Therefore we need a model for three reasons. One is explaining process and behavior. Number two, examining cause and effect. Number three, developing a new model. We need a research. Now look at I have different types of model. What are the different types of model I have? Number one, I have visual models. Mathematical models, empirical models, simulation models, static, dynamic, deterministic and stochastic. Now among these 8 models, which one you are quite familiar? Okay, one you say empirical models. Anybody? You are familiar with only empirical models. Okay, what about others? Visual models are everybody know. You drive your car, you know it. You use your mobile, you know it. In microeconomics, macroeconomics, you draw a lot of diagrams, you know the graphs. Statistical models you use it. Okay, arch model, Gauss model. Okay, etc. Law of demand is a model. Supply model, market model, imperfection model, perfect competition model, monopoly model, Sweezy model. What is the Sweezy model? Kink demand curve model, linear programming model, input output model. How many models you want? So many. Okay, so therefore the point is we have a different 8 models. Some are quite familiar, some needs to understand. We need to understand. which one I can use into my research? That's very important here. Among these 8 models, which I can use into my research. That is what we have brought you people here. If I know only elementary, can I go to the next mathematical models? Can I go to the empirical models? Can I go to the simulation models? Can I go to the static models, dynamic models, deterministic models, and stochastic models? I need to understand. Now let us understand this concept here itself. What is this model is? Concept diagram of climate modeling. Now look at the nature of the relationship that may be existing in the words itself. What is the title? Concept diagram. Diagram itself has a concept. What is that? Diagram itself has a concept. Okay, concept diagram of climate modeling. Okay, I have some variables. Okay, grid box, CO2, dust, H2O. H2O is water, CO2 is, what is CO2? Carbon dioxide, and dust is a real core, the output of pollution. Dust allergic we are. Okay, it causes multi-level health hazards. Dust. Some areas in India, they are very, very high, intense dust prone areas. Dust prone areas. And even 1 or 2 examples of flour mills. Flour mills, where you get your the atta from your domestic purpose. The person who is involved into the process, he has that dust issue. So the point is, I have a 3D grid box in this one, 3D grid box. Here I have 3D grid box, and here what it says? It says CO2, okay, dust, H2O, okay, that's the first point. Okay, emitted and reflected radiation. Emitted and reflected radiation. Okay, momentum, winds. Okay, incoming solar radiation. Okay, and this is so much connected to the earth and environment of the human life. So much of complex relationship is there in the one simple diagram. People are predicting by 10th March, maybe another 10 days, the temperature in India this time may pop up like anything. Just another 10 days. Some cities in Karnataka, say Ballari, Gulbarga, okay, they experience higher temperature, and even cities of normal temperature also feel higher temperature, like Bangalore. It is once upon a time a garden city of India, and even Bangalore we are facing the higher temperature. So that is what we need to understand. First, one example, visual model. I have more little on number 1, very close to economics. How many from economics, core economics? Very good, large number of students. Okay, so now I think all these are the different examples. This is what is your circular plot income. 2-sector model, 3-sector model, 4-sector model. 2-sector model, household and business. 3-sector model with government, and 4-sector model foreign direct or foreign direct import and export. So that is what we are able to understand. This itself gives you GNP process of estimation. We have GNP means, what is that? The income method, product method, and expenditure method. Whatever the method you can understand by the circular law of income, by circular law of income. Then comes sales model. What is called a sales model? Sales of Hero Honda vehicles in the Karnataka. Now I compare sales of Hero Honda Karnataka with Andhra Pradesh. Then what I will do, I compare sales of Hero Honda Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, or United Andhra Pradesh, because a bigger state and can be compared with the Karnataka with old Andhra Pradesh, not divided Andhra, okay, or I can compare with Tamil Nadu, okay. then I can arrive at what is the density of vehicle of Hero Honda in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. I can compare it. Per Hero Honda for number of people. Number of people. How many Honda vehicles are between 10 people? Is it 1:1 or 1:5 or 1:6? What is the ratio? Vehicle ratio to the population. That is what I need to understand. So therefore you get through sales data, year and sales of any product you can take and you can understand. There is a second example of a visual model. Now come to this side. I have an example of visual economic model, elementary supply and demand model with inflationary expectations. This is initial perfect computation equilibrium. It is here. Therefore, P1 is an equilibrium price and Q1 is an equilibrium quantity of demand and supply, because I have a quantity here. Quantity reflects both demand and supply. Okay. Now, once the price increase, what will happen from P1 to P2? Inflation comes. Therefore, what will happen given the constant supply? This is a model. So therefore, we are able to understand the situations. Nowadays, using the AI, you can generate beautiful diagrams, maybe Excel background or maybe some other things, some other AIs. Once you have a data, you can generate wonderful the types of graphs or visual models or images, etc. I just tried few days back for one example. The monkey fighting with car. Monkey fighting with the car. It gave image. The monkey is playing with car. Okay, so that is an example where you can understand number one. Number two, mathematical models. Mathematical models can be broadly defined as a formulation or equation that express the essential feature of a physical system or process in mathematical terms. Okay, a mathematical model usually describes a system by set of variables and set of equations that establish a relationship between the variables. Okay, we have a simple linear regression model. Okay, what is the OLS? What is OLS? OLS means ordinary least square method. What is ordinary least square method? OLS. Right? That should not be the answer. OLS is a basic, simple linear model, and that establish a relationship between a dependent variable and independent variable with set of assumptions. That's OLS. What is OLS? OLS is simple regression function between a dependent and independent variable with set of assumptions. What are those set of assumptions? What are the 5 basic assumptions of OLS? What are the set of basic 5 assumptions? There are 11 assumptions. Out of 11, there are 5 basics. Somebody saying blue. Okay, that is maybe not in number 1, 2, 3. Before that, what is the first assumption of the OLS model?
There are terms which would be linearity.
Mean is equal to 0 and variance is constant. The first assumption of OLS model. Normal distribution is another important assumption. These are basic assumptions. Next comes there is no collinearity between the independent variables. What is that? No collinearity between independent variables. All independent variables are themselves independent. That is the assumption. Income is not related to the education. Education is not linked with the income. But they have impact on lifestyle. We assume. We say income is independent and education is independent and both these two have an impact on what is that? The lifestyle, quality of living. What is a dependent variable? My quality of living, or let us say his lifestyle, his happiness depends on what? His income and his education. I'll take one more interesting example. Social status. What is social status? Sociology, political science, and any other, what other than economics, who are the people?
Recognition.
Law is there, commerce is there. Okay. How do you say, as per the law of India, social status in India? You are from law? Yes. Yes. How do you say social status of people as per the concept of law?
And then ensure the basic standard of living.
This social status is again, it's a multivariate function. It is based on several parameters. Number most important is income. Number 2, education. Your background of your parents, okay, your occupation, and many other parameters. Okay. Now, how do you quantify social status when each variable they are mutually dependent? But we assume that all these are independent. That is no multicollinearity. No multicollinearity. Then go we further, no heterogeneity and autocorrelation. These are the 5 basic assumptions. We assume with this assumption, then we enter into the function called OLS. So therefore, the mathematical model is basically a model setting one side dependent variable and other side independent variables, and we try to understand the situation. In very general sense, it can be represented as a functional relationship of the form such as a dependent variable, function of independent variables, parameters, forcing functions. What it is? It is a basically dependent variable depends on some independent variables, parameters and forcing functions. One such example I have for your quick understanding. This is what is our mathematical model. This is what is our mathematical model for market system. I have a demand function here, I have a supply function here, and this is the demand function with the inflationary expectations, and then I have the price determination process. Then I have a market equilibrium quantity. This is quantity, this is price, and this price and quantity depends on supply and demand function. Supply and demand function. And this is exactly same as this one. Same as of this one. Here I am putting in graph form. It is in graph form, same one, and this one is a mathematical form. Previous one, graph form, and this one is a method. Message is same. Message is same. There is no difference between the conclusion of the inference. That also gives the same message. This also gives the same message. Okay. This is what is a mathematical function. Now coming to the third, empirical models. Third one is empirical models. The empirical models are mathematical models designed to use data, with data. That means in the equation now you are putting or replacing data. What is the empirical model? Somebody said, I am familiar with the empirical models. What is empirical models? In place of symbols, in place of some forcing functions, you are replacing data. You are replacing numbers. If you are replacing symbols for numbers, okay, or putting numbers into the model, the mathematical model becomes empirical models. Mathematical model becomes empirical models. So empirical models are mathematical models designed to be used with the data. The fundamental model is mathematical. Basically, it is a mathematical and exactly described as above. The empirical model, the data are used to provide estimates of the model. Using the data, you can estimate. What is estimation? What is estimation? We say estimates and parameters. What is the difference between estimates and parameters? What is the fundamental difference between estimates and parameters?
Parameters is fixed. We will go into
What is the difference between parameters and estimates?
Estimate comes under information and parameter.
Anybody? How many are from economics background? I don't ask any questions. Just for now, we'll plot an idea. We'll inject the ideas into your brain so that your brain starts functioning. Our purpose is.
parameters is a constant.
Anybody? Anybody? I am listening to that sir. Is everybody agreeing what he says? You can repeat.
Parameters is a constant.
Parameters are constant. Estimates are not constant.
Yes.
Huh?
Maybe not constant.
In the equation, we have constant and parameters. Given the demand function, A is a constant and B is a parameter. Given quantity demand is equal to A plus B into P, A is a constant, B is a parameter. That parameter is to be estimated by using number. That parameter is to be estimated using number. So estimates are quantified using some mathematical and statistical tools. Okay. So therefore the point here is what I mean to say, the empirical models are in advanced, in nature and cannot be understood unless the one has some introductory background of statistics, mathematics and econometrics. What is that? Please understand. To understand the empirical models, to understand and use empirical models, you should have some elementary, some basic knowledge to understand basics at least. Okay, what is that? Say for example, at least I should know descriptive statistics. At least there is a basic. Descriptive statistics is a basic. To understand higher level, I should know inferential statistics. Then further I should understand the classificational statistics. I will come to that bit later. Okay. So therefore, third model is empirical model, and empirical models bit advanced in nature. They need some background of statistics, mathematics, and econometrics understanding. Next, fourth one, simulation models. What are the simulation model is?
Real world system.
It is there. Simulation model is a simplified representation of the real world system or process. Earlier, when the mobile shops were very limited, mobile came just into the market. The live mobile was not available. When you go to the shop, there used to be a dummy piece. This mobile looks like this. It isn't just what is that? What is that?
Extra.
What is that? A kind of plastic comes. It starts with A. It is like not artificial. I'm not getting that word. It is an fine finishing plastic. It looks like that. It's complete hard. This one. It doesn't have any content and just it looks like a dummy version. Your mobile, your product looks like this. That is what. Okay. So like that, it is in a simulation model. Doll looks like a human being. China doll is expected to look like a Mongolian girl. Mongolian girl is an and beautiful girl in the world. That's what anthropology says. Okay, so they did not replicate Asian. They did not replicate African. Look at it in doll case also. So the doll is a simulation example. Okay, so that is what simulation model is in finance. We have simulation models in finance, economics, and other fields involving using the computational techniques to mimic. It shows the behavior. It is kind of role play. I asked this gentleman to act as a judge of High Court of Andhra Pradesh. Simulation model. I asked the person who is sitting here to act as a vice chancellor of the Tirupati University. Or I asked that madam who is sitting there, okay, to act as the president of India, Madam Draupadi Murmu. Just role play. Original is different. Original madam is in Delhi. But now she has to act. It's a symbolic expression. What is that? It is a simplified representation of the real world system representing Draupadi Murmu. He is representing what? Judge. He is representing vice chancellor. A model representing a particular audio system. Okay, that is what is true in finance. Okay, true in economics and true in other fields. Using the computational techniques to mimic the behavior of the complex system or process under various conditions. In housing societies, particularly in mega cities, how many cities are there? How many cities are there? What are the urban classifications? Anybody? Sociology?
Twin cities.
Huh?
Twin cities.
Wind city. Twin cities. Okay. Urban is classified into 5 categories. Towns, city, semi-metro, metro, mega city. What is that? 5 classification. Town, city, who is around is a city. Town is say Chikkodi is a town. Bagalkot is town. Or also could be, I don't know whether it is city or not. Koppal, city. Okay? Town municipal corporation. We have local administrative language. Town, city, semi-metro city, metro city and mega city. What is mega city? You know metro city. We have 4 metro cities. How many metro cities we have? Those 4 sisters of India.
The city have huge populations.
Metro cities we have 4 right now.
No, city population point of view.
Whatever it is. Even metro city is also based on population only. But mega city has a different concept.
So
Mega city, rest is all based on population.
no, town and city, what's the...
All are based on population.
What about smart cities?
Smart city is made smart, putting fair and lovely. No, it is just putting fair and lovely. Making your life comfortable. In fact, all cities should have a fair and lovely. All cities should be smart. All students should be intelligent. There is no difference between smart student and dull student. A student should be necessarily smart, but in reality it is not. We have 2 students, great students in the history, right from the historical perspective. One is Arjuna and second one is Duryodhana. Luckily, both belongs to single teacher. Even Arjuna is also trained under same teacher and Duryodhana also same teacher. But environment, background, parents made the students different.
So what about Ekalavya?
Ekalavya is also student. Highly dedicated student. Highly dedicated student. He has a concept of sacrifice. He is a symbol of sacrifice. Karna is a symbol of sacrifice. Okay, so the point what I mean to say is, in the mega city, all cities are being classified based on population, but in mega city we have the city operation as a criteria. A mega city doesn't sleep; it simply get rotated by 8 hours. People get replaced in the working process, but transaction process 24/7. And such cities are called the mega cities. City doesn't sleep. Okay, so therefore the point here is what I mean to say is the mimic behavior of the complex system or process under various conditions. These models help analyze uncertainty, forecast outcomes, and assess the impact of different variables on the system. System. Very important. Now look at uncertainty is a very peculiar word. What happens next moment we don't know. It's very uncertain. Two things in model is very important: risk and uncertainty. Given conditions, we say in economics assumptions. In economics we say assumptions. There is a word called ceteris paribus. What is that? All other things remain same. If all other things remain same, if price comes down, demand increase. That is a given conditions. In reality, it is not true. Other things will not remain same. Population will not remain same. In 1956, what is the population? In 2025, what is the population? We are number 1 in the production of the population today. We have kept China behind. Okay, so we cannot predict the process because it is completely uncertain. Okay, the forecast outcomes are having some risk. Okay, and assess the impact of different variables on the system where we understand. Now, this is very important. Types of simulation models. Much literature is not available on this in research methodology books. And our students also are not familiar of using these models into their research. Even our economic students, they must use these things in their research. Students of economics must use these models for research. Many of our students are even not heard their names because we don't teach them in the class. Okay, what is that? Monte Carlo simulation model. ABS model, agent-based simulation. Okay, discrete event simulation. Stochastic, some are using. Okay, real-time simulation. Okay, bootstrap simulation. Dynamic stochastic general equilibrium. DSGE models. Now, this is becoming a bubbling in the market. What is that? Dynamic stochastic general equilibrium models. Okay, scenario simulation and artificial intelligence driven simulations. Today, AI, machine learning was the latest development what we are talking yesterday. Today and yesterday we are talking, the AI and machine learning is the latest. But it is becoming a dying concept. AI, many of us may be not familiar, but for advanced people, AI is dying. New branch of engineering came into engineering field, prompting engineering. New branch. AI was a new branch earlier. Now AI is gone. Machine learning is gone. Now new subject has come called prompting engineering. How to prompt language using LLM. What is LLM? Large language model. What is that? Large language model. So artificial intelligence driven simulations we need to understand. Now many of our students, I request at least out of these 30-35 students, at least try to use one or two into your research. one or two your research. And literature is ample literature available with the online. Just ask Google. Now Google people are diverse. Now everything is ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT gives a very systematic analysis of your required content, but sometimes ChatGPT gives false information also. It tells lies. It has a characteristic of India. Okay, so therefore the point what I mean to say, whatever you collect, re-authenticate, verify, authenticate, reconfirm whether it is true or not by using some other different source. So therefore try to use these different types of models of simulation. This is number 4, I think. This is number 4. Coming to the number 5, static modeling. Static model is a model with time independent. Time independent. Okay. One example I have here, ATM. I'll come to that bit later. Static means stationary. Given. Now this mobile is a static. The model features camera, touch screen, everything is static. The SBI manager said to me, "Sir, your mobile is old. It doesn't support the latest application of SBI. Please change your mobile if you want to use a SBI product." I said, "It's good product. I am operating daily. I love for it." Your love doesn't help us back. Manager said, "This mobile is now not working with SBI. SBI requires a 10 plus version of Android. Nandidu up to 10th. 10th itinello gottilla ನನಗೆ. It is a 9 or 10th version of Android. But SBI, it is now 12th version. The mobile requirement of SBI, is not 12th. If you do not have 12th version, the cyber security issues may come into your mobile. Your money may be hacked by somebody. So therefore, you have to change your phone if you want to safeguard your money," manager said. Then immediately what I did, I disconnected my number and mobile with SBI account. Because my money is important. Okay, so the point is, it is a time independent. Static means stationary or fixed. Okay, that's another point. Static modeling is used to specify structure of object that exists in the problem domain. We had UPI. What is that UPI? Please, one loudly. Unified payment interface. According to this madam. Yes, sir. Transaction madam says UPI means unified payment system. That is according to her. Unified payment interface. That is a computer language. But for us, India, we are quite old friends of these three words. UPI. We are very old friends of these three words. For India, for economic students, UPI means unemployment, poverty and inflation. They are permanent friends of India. Whichever the government, right from Nehru to Modi, N to M, permanent friends. Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Garibi Hatao, Hatao got Hataud, and UPI did not Hatao. Our Indian economic policy did not able to address these issues. Of course, quantum might have decreased. Okay, The Karnataka is now number 2 place in paying GST after Maharashtra. Once we pay GST means, please understand, once we pay GST means we are spending. Once you pay GST means you are spending. Once you are paying means you are earning. Once you are earning means you have employment. Once you are having employment means country is progressing. If GST collection would have been poor in the Karnataka, then Karnataka is in a bad state. But that's not true. We are number 2 in the country after Maharashtra. Maharashtra is different in geographical conditions. It is a central place, centrally located. All goods and services are to be moved from central part, Nagpur. So they have to enter Maharashtra, pass Maharashtra, then go to the other states. Anyway, Atra is not there now. Okay, so therefore the point is a transaction between the state is more, so therefore Maharashtra is. But Karnataka is not like that. Karnataka is really paying more GST because consumption expenditure is more in Karnataka. Consumption expenditure is more in Karnataka because the people of Karnataka have an income. Very interesting. Look at the statistics of mobile users in Karnataka. So many interesting facts you get. Now come to the ATM machine is an example of static. Okay, cash available, ready. Okay, customer display, put a pin. Okay, transaction amount and print the receipt. Now in this machine, you do not have option of a deposit. In this machine, ATM.
Static model.
It is a static model. You do not have option of a deposit. Okay, so interesting example. Come to the next, number 6. What is that? Number 6 is a time dependent, dynamic. Previous one, time independent, and this is time dependent. As time changes, model changes. As time changes, model changes. Change is a basic characteristic of this model. Change is a basic characteristic of this model. Dynamic modeling refers to representing the object interactions during the runtime. Okay, it is represented by sequence of activity. Class is a dynamic model. If I give input, your brain starts thinking 10 ideas. Dynamic brain functioning. Okay, so that is what. Next, number 7, deterministic model. A deterministic model is a mathematical framework where outcomes are entirely determined by initial conditions and inputs with no randomness or uncertainty involved. 2 into 2, exactly 4. Deterministic. If you throw anything up, come back. 100% deterministic. 100%. But I cannot say after giving injection to the person, his reaction should be like this only. It is not deterministic. You are getting it?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, pure science results are deterministic model. Benni, what's the time? Where is it? Is 11:30 closing?
11:45.
11:45 closing, huh?
Yes.
Still 2 minutes is there.
Up to 5 minutes. Yeah.
We'll take at least 1 minute more. That's a service to the nation. Okay, so the point what I mean to say, some are yield exact results. Okay, it is a mathematical framework where outcomes are entirely determined by initial conditions and input with no randomness, uncertainty involved. Now this point is very important. What is that? Uncertainty involved. No uncertainty, guarantee. Siddhu guarantee. Guarantee to guarantee is a deterministic model. Guarantee to the guarantee is a deterministic model. in given the same inputs, the model will always produce the same output. Please note or put one word in your notes. This is called replicable models. Replicable models. Replicable models. Give me one example.
Example of tribal stuff.
Okay.
There is a malnutrition.
Okay.
If you give nutrition food, the result will be same. They get.
He is giving an example of tribal people. They are suffering from the nutritional conditions. Their health is poor because of the poor food. Once you give a quality food like dry fruits, chocolate, Kit Kat chocolate, their health will be determined perfectly. No. Whatever it is, the best food you give. Best. It depends upon psychological conditions, not just food. Gandhi survived without food for 21 days because he is a Mahatma Gandhi. Food was not a criteria. Of course, for children it is a different. I'll come to that. Mahatma is Mahatma because he has stamina. You do not have a stamina. I do not have a stamina. If food is not being given by CMD or Sidhu, I don't want your workshop, I don't want your model, I don't want simulation, I want food. Tea. Swami Vivekananda said, men and women of the earth starts walking. First comes the stomach, then comes the head. Pet papi ka hai. We need to take care of this part. This is a very dangerous part of the entire organs of the human body. This generates the desires. Buddha said, what Buddha said? Desire is a reason for tragedy of life. Siddhartha became a Buddha by living all his lovables. But everybody cannot become a Buddha. If he becomes a Buddha, then who will use the car Martika? Who will use the iPhone? Who will eat Bondamaji? Because we sacrifice the product. So, the one of the judge of the High Court of Karnataka said, desire is a necessity for the society. Desire is a necessity of the society. ಆಸೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅತಿ ಆಸೆ ಇರಬಾರದು. ಆಸೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. You should have a desire. Once you have a desire, the desire will push it to the next phase of demand. Therefore, desire is not backed by willingness and ability to pay. It is simple desire. I want to see him. ನಾನು ಇವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪು. Cannot see legally. Lawman sitting here. Law says no, you cannot see a particular person like this. Legal terminology there. I don't want to go into that. But you, as a teacher, you can see everybody 2 seconds connection, direct connection. 2 seconds. Not more than 2 seconds. It's a part of teaching pedagogy. So, therefore, deterministic model is different and non-deterministic model is different. In the deterministic model, say Fair and Lovely. What Fair and Lovely says? Fair and Lovely. It is a model, deterministic model. If you apply Fair and Lovely, your fairness increase, love within the couple may increase. It may also outside also. But the basic assumption of the model of the Fair and Lovely is deterministic model. Once you apply, your fairness increase. Once fairness obviously is further. There is a second model. First model is apply, you looks beautiful. There is a Fair and Lovely, Vico Turmeric, or Lakme, or foundation cream, mixed foundation cream, or whatever it is. All are deterministic. Once you apply, your fairness increase. Pounds. Globally cheaply available powder is pounds. Globally cheaply available biscuit is Parle biscuit. Therefore, Parle biscuit is called poor man's biscuit. Like by soap. Very interesting. These are all deterministic model. Fair and Lovely, powder, pounds. Okay, there are different pounds. Different powders. Some powders are having different flavor of smell. Attract higher degree level. I don't want to go to the much detail. It should not affect you. Okay. So next is I think two more I have. I will complete this one. Then we'll get for tea. Okay. That is stochastic model. Stochastic model is a model with a randomness. Stochastic model means a random error term comes into the function. A mathematical model framework that incorporates randomness and uncertainty. Error term a plus b into x plus mu. Mu is mu. What is mu? Mu is an error term. Okay, so therefore, what we say, stochastic model is a mathematical same. Second model, same, but that has an exact, and stochastic is not exact. It has uncertainty. Uncertainty. If I take $650, my fever may come down, but my headache may remain same.
Certain people.
Okay, what is that my point? If you take, I am giving a live example, practical example. If you take $650, fever may come down, but headache remains same. The headache is not because of the $650, headache is maybe your life partner, husband or wife, or friend, or your principal, or your guide. We don't know. There are different headaches are there in this society. Nowadays, code words have come among the friends of ladies. Headache is there in still home? People ask. No, really? These are new terms,
Yes, sir.
social terms. Society is transforming. New terminologies are coming for husband and wife. Okay. So the point what I mean to say is error and randomness and uncertainty are part of the model. Using probability distributions to predict the range of possible outcome rather than single fixed outcome. This is very important. What is that? It is a range of possible outcome. In the probability, if you toss a coin, there are only two possibilities, head or tail. But in stochastic model, there are multiple possibilities, range of possibilities. Maybe 0 to 1, maybe 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 0.8, 0.85. Okay, so that is what possible range of outcome rather than single fixed output 1 by 2, 50%. Task hakidre either head or tail. That is 50%, this is 50%. Okay? Yes. It accounts unpredictable change or events by using probabilities. Okay, this is what stochastic. Stochastic ಒಳಗೆ there are so many models. ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಒಂದು and look at the how the generalized autoregressive conditional heteroscedasticity. Okay, Garch model initially developed under this family. So many developments: Arch, Garch, E Garch, T Garch, and N Garch. So many things. Nam students ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಗಾರ್ಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಫರ್ಮ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ದೂರ ಉಳಿತು. ಆರ್ಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. We are not exposed our students to these problems. Okay, so arch is an first generation model. When you cross the OLS, next all these are the family members. The family members of correlation and regression. Family members of what is it? Correlation and regression. Different types of regressional functions. Okay, so therefore these are the some where you can understand arch, garch, e-garch, t-garch, n-garch. N is what? Non-linear. Relationship is not straight. तेड़ा है. ये लगता है? तेड़ा है. वो तेड़ा है. छोड़ दो उसको.
Toxic.
It is not possible to operate with Graha Shakti Yojana, Nari Shakti Yojana in Karnataka. It's very theda program. It's very difficult. It is producing unpredictable results in the society. Very difficult to predict. In some families a good result, some family it is producing bad results. In some villages it's very good, some villages are getting worst and worst. One scheme I am telling. What is that? Free bus scheme of government of Karnataka. Freebies of Delhi has initiated thousands and thousands opening of the liquor shops in Delhi. And Chief Minister went to the special court or special guest house. You understand special guest house? Special guest house. Where people will be treated with a special treatment. He went to special guest house called jail for that liquor case only.
Ultimately, they got lost. 2,000 crores.
So the point what I mean to say is the consequences of one program initiated. Now people are talking about the Chief Minister, very close person, the Home Minister of Karnataka recently said, day before yesterday said, we need to revise, rethink the previous. Just yesterday. Dr. G. Parmeshwar said, we need to relook. It should be made only for BPL families. During the time of election, the current Chief Minister and even other people, they said, Ningu free, Nangu free. Can you see the impact of this on debt? Can you see the on recurring expenditure and non-recurring expenditure in terms of public finance, current account and capital account expenditure? If you see, you get heartened. We don't know what's going to happen. Minor irrigation is getting affected, major irrigation getting affected, many things are getting affected. Alternative bus in Bangalore is getting stuck in the road because they are not able to attend the expenditure of the repairs. Okay, so that is what is a story. Volatility models, okay, skewed models, I think they are part of the previous linkage only. SABR, stochastic alpha beta model 2002. Okay, Dupes local volatility models. Okay, this is what. Next, should we stop or go for tea and come back? We'll complete this one. 2 or 3 slides. Okay, now what is this? Just a minute. This is generalized autoregressive conditional heteroscedasticity family. After this it comes volatility models. These are the applied heavily in financial markets. People who are from commerce, economics, working in financial management, financial performance, financial analysis, stock market, etc., etc. For them, these are the necessary 2 things. One is volatility models, stochastic models, and frontier analysis. Okay, please, these are the latest techniques available in the literature. Try to use it for your research. Then multivariate volatility models. Now look at the models have come. Bob, Angel, Kraft, Corner, generalized autoregressive conditional heterocyclicity function. Dynamic conditional correlation. DCC Garch. DCC Garch. It's called DCC Garch only. This is what is the latest model available. Okay. Next one is high frequency and realized volatility models. I think this is what is today we are familiar. Okay. The mixed data sampling methods. Mixed model. Mixed model. These models details are not available in any good quality research methodology books. Your Kotaria do not have. Even what you call as the best research methodology books, they do not have the information. I am telling you. You will be getting this material classes such like this only. Okay, but some specialized books they have some information on this. Okay, that is what high frequency and realized volatility models. Next comes machine learning and data driven models. I think your AI built on this only. Okay, neural networking programs for volatility predictions and long short term memory LSTM models for time series. Okay, these are the I think latest, and we'll close properties of the model, theoretical plausibility, explanatory ability of the model. Now we say model is good. This model is good only when. This model is good only when these 5 conditions are fulfilled. What are these 5 conditions? Number 1, my model is a good model. My beta acha beta hai. When these characteristics are there. My model used in my research is good model. Fulfills these 5 conditions. What are those 5 conditions? Number 1, it should have a theoretical explanatory power. Theoretical explanatory power, number 1, most important. Number 2, it should have explanatory ability. Number 3, accuracy of the estimates of the parameters. Now, I think there is a difference between estimates and parameters. Okay, accuracy of the estimates of the parameters, forecasting ability, and model should be simple. Okay, this is 5. Then criteria of good modeling by Danny N 1978. It has 4 properties or 4 criteria. 4 criteria. Number 1, model should be systematic, also scientific. What is the difference systematic and scientific? What is the difference between systematic and scientific? What is the research? What is the research?
Systematic approach. Scientific systematic approach.
What is the research? What is the research? Eh? What is research? Research is only 2 words. Research is only 2 words. Answering the question. What is the research? Answer question. Answering the question systematic and scientific. What is research? Answer what questions which emerge from the subsequence. Questions are important, answer is not important. Questions are important. I will come to that bit later. Next session I will deal that one. So research is basically answering the questions systematic, scientific, logical, empirical and replicable. And replicable is I said while explaining the deterministic model, I said replicable. Model should be replicable. It should work for me, it should work for him, it should work for him, and Fair and Lovely is working for every woman of India. Gar Gar Mane Galadu. Gar Gar Mein Jal. That is the Prime Minister's scheme. Har Gar Mein Jal. That is the Prime Minister's scheme. But the Fair and Lovely has a different ambitious scheme. Her purse mein Fair and Lovely. You know that? और पर्स में फेयर एंड लवली. To expand their business, they have come with men fair and lovely. Fair and handsome. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹಚ್ಕೊಂತಾರ ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಫೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲವ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಈಗ ಫೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲವ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಲವ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
Oh, glow on love.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೀನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ವಿಷಯ. Okay, I think systematic is a different, scientific is a different. What is scientific? One more minute. What is scientific? Scientific means 5W 1H. Scientific means 5W. What, when, where, why, who. Who is very important. किसके लिए? Very important. ये सब कर रहे हैं ना, वो किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? ड्रामा. सरकार does drama. Teacher does a drama like me. Now I am doing drama. किसके लिए? For you people. Your parents are doing some work. For whom? Children. You are learning research for what? किसके लिए? खुद के लिए नहीं. Research is not for degree. Research is not for anything. Research is finding truth. Research is finding truth. Covishield, Covaxin is scientific result. Scientific, not systematic result. Systematic plus scientific. There was a problem. There is a input and output is curable of corona COVID-19. Systematic and scientific. Okay, so that is what is replicable. The corona, Covishield, Covaxin work for me, work for him, work for him, work for 140 crore people of India. Look at deterministic model of the Covishield, Covaxin. It worked for everybody. Some abnormal people, they are called SIP. They are called SIP. SIP means what? Critically ill patient. CIP. CIP. They are in the one leg inside the and one is in Bullock. One is at Amaloka and one is Bullock. They are in between transition period. And on such a patient, injection is being conducted, experiment is being conducted. The Covishield, Covaxin is the experimentation process is almost 6 months plus. It has been experimented first on animals, then the rats, then on pig, then on dogs, then on people who are one leg is inside, one leg is outside. In case he survived, improved, then it has been for random test of normal people. Random people, randomly, not for everybody. In a normal temperature, not extreme temperature, but we gave Covishield, Covaxin in all temperature, high humid, low humid, high temperature, low temperature, everywhere we give because that medicine is accepted. I think we stop here with the concept of replicable and after coming we'll start with very important 4 stages of modeling. This is a crucial stage. How different 4 steps are there in model building. I think I should be able to conduct these 4 models into next 2 sessions. Okay, so whatever the timing you can cut for tea and lunch, you cut and come back to the class. Okay, thank you. Anything more? Good question. Anything more? Okay. Well, can we start? New content. Now we have 4 stages of modeling. The first stage is specification of the model. What is the first one? Specifying the model. And in the specification of the model, also called formulation of the hypothesis or formulation of the maintained hypothesis. These are 2 different issues. Formulation of hypothesis or formulation of the maintained hypothesis. In the formulation of hypothesis, there are different types of hypothesis. Okay, null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, directional hypothesis, non-directional hypothesis, conditional hypothesis, etc. But in case of maintained hypothesis, I maintain a particular assumption or particular statement which can be tested. So, in the recent times, we don't say null and alternate. We hold on a statement and either we accept or reject. In the modern times, what we do, we don't write null and alternate. We simply hold on a statement and we test it and we say that stated statement or kept statement either accepted or rejected. Earlier in older times we used to write H0, H1. H0, H1. Now that fashion is old fashion. Old fashion. Now fashion is changing. Okay, so that is number 1. Then number 2, estimation of the parameters. Estimation of the parameters. I need to estimate the parameters of the model. Then third comes, evaluation of the estimates. Somebody was talking about blue parameters. We'll see what are the blue parameters. Here there are 2 criteria. Number 1 is satisfactory and second one is reliable. Number 1, satisfactory. Second is reliable. My result should be reliable. My result should be reliable. That is the second parameter. And third and the fourth and last one is forecasting validity of the model. Forecasting validity of the model. Now please understand, any model, whatever you call, whether it is right from the visual model to 8th model in the list of 8 categories, including deterministic simulation model or empirical model or deterministic model, whatever the model, all models should have these 4 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. Now all these 4 stages are being incorporated in this process. Now what is this process? This process, slightly I put it in a little more clear. I need to identify first the problem. First I need to identify the problem. Problem I put into in the exploratory research. And then I have to define this, after exploring, I have to define my research problem. After defining research problem, I have to put that one into the model building. After model building, I have to convert the model into hypothetical, the testable condition. Model is to be tested. Okay, that is what is testing the. In computer, there are 3 things: programming, implementation is, and testing. Okay, 3 things. So like that, this is what. Then after specifying the hypothesis, we have adopting scientific research design or methodology. Then comes collection of data, editing and coding, and data analysis, data interpretation, testing research hypothesis, interpretation of the findings, and last part is writing conclusion. That is what is a point. And this can be made still more clear by following the 12 steps. What are these 12 steps? These 12 steps are: number 1, as a researcher, you have to identify your research interest area. What is my interest? Say for example, person may be sitting in front of me, he may be having his economics, but his area of interest is different, and sitting next to him, his interest area of research is different. He may be working in microeconomics, he may be working in public finance, or somebody may be working in rural development, or somebody may be working with financial management. Within the financial management, financial management again is a broad area. Rural development is again broad area. Rural development, sanitation is in a broad area. Within sanitation, open defecation is in another major area. Okay, so how you are approaching the topic, broad area, you have to identify and narrow down your interest from broad to the narrow. Now this is called in research process macro to micro. Macro to micro. So this is one side, and other side we have micro to macro. Small topic, small micro content should be studied at macro level. Micro content should be studied at macro level. Small issues you have to study in depth analysis. For example, medical doctors, they will not study entire human being. The ophthalmologists just study left eye only. Ophthalmologists are conning doctors. Eye specialist study only left eye. One is expertise in left eye, another doctor is expertise in right eye. I am not a left eye doctor, you go to the right eye doctor. ENT specialist. What is that ENT? ENT is just the doctor dealing with neck content only. Neck and above. Okay? Not stomach, not heart. Okay? Not cardiovascular issues. Like that in economics also, in social science also, public finance is a different issue. International trade is a different issue. Okay, rural development is a different issue. Micro is a different, macro is a different, agriculture is a different, industry is a different, service sector is a different, automobile sector is a different. So each sector has a huge scope of, enormous scope for research. So you have to narrow down, and you have to come to at last micro content which can be studied at macro level. That is what is the first point. Then to narrow down, you have to interact with the people in terms of data gathering. There is a primary information and secondary information. So it's called the interacting with the people in terms of interviewing, okay, and doing in this area, is it good or not, how it is, whether I get the data or not, what is the previous research, what I can do new, etc. etc. Then second one, literature review for concept and theories and also previous research findings. That is what will help you to get the data. Then defining research problem, I think we have done. Okay. Then theoretical framework or research modeling is basically two activities: the variable identification and labeling and putting them into the model. Okay. This is fourth one is very important and you have to understand. Then coming to the fifth.
How find out the variable identification, sir?
That will come. Okay. So next is that. The generation and setting research hypothesis. Up to this is an entry level of research. Before data collection, your model should be ready. Once you go for data collection, then that process starts a testing process. Collect data, put those data into model and test the model. Okay. Then adopting scientific research design, data collection, analysis and interpretation, Q&Q, qualitative and quantitative techniques, okay, testing research hypothesis, scientific report writing and report presentation and managerial decision making for policy implications. So these are the 12 steps you have to understand and you have to follow to complete your entire modeling process. So therefore the first point for us is you have to find your research topic. Finding research topic is very important. Where I can get what is the basically Albert Einstein says? Albert Einstein say formulation of the problem is more often essential than its solution. You should have, what is that? What is that? Problem is more important than its solution. So what is research I said? What is research I said? Research means answering if you have a questions. answering. If we have no questions, no research. Please understand. If there are no questions, then there will not be research. Once you answer your questions, there is the end of research. How I could understand this? This you can understand by following this chart. What this chart is? This chart has 6 steps. This chart has 6 steps. What is the first one? First one is find real problem, factual problem, or burning topic. Okay? I am saying 3 words. Number 1, find real problem, factual problem, or burning topic. What is a burning topic today? Climate change is a burning topic. Water is a burning topic. Social media is a burning topic.
AI, artificial intelligence.
Okay? Social media is a burning topic. Use of AI into the knowledge creation is an issue. People are losing their thinking and creativity because of AI. Okay? So, I have to understand what is the problem into my research. What I have to do? I have to understand what is the problem, real problem, okay, real topic, and the questions. Convert these problems into research problem. Real problem into research problem. Research problem into research questions. Now, this up to 1, 2, 3 is a converting process. How to convert? Problem. Say for example, Annabhagya Yojana. He was telling, the midday meals for pregnant women and death cases in Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, in India. It's true with everywhere. Okay, midday meals and its impact on pregnant women post and pre-incident, prenatal. Okay, so he was telling. Then I said, that is one of the reasons, but there are other reasons also. Okay, so therefore I have to narrow down my research to the bottom point. Okay, so convert the problem into research problem into research questions into research objectives, and research objectives into research hypothesis. I was addressing yesterday at some other place, Rani Chennamma University. I was addressing the audience. So what I said there, I said, convert your research questions into objectives into hypothesis. This is what is national level funding research agencies are asking. National level, research organizations are asking. So therefore, convert into research questions into objectives and hypothesis. Therefore, your research thesis or your research report will be having 2 major aspects. One is research objectives, and second one is what? What is that? Hypothesis. I'll just a minute. I will come back to the board. Hope that board will write. Okay. This board, what it has? It has something. What is I have something like this. It doesn't write?
This one, sir.
Okay. Oh, what is that? I have something like this. I M, okay, RAD. What I have? I have 3 group of words. Together it is called IMRAD. Together it is called IMRAD. IMRAD. Is it correct? What we call it is a IMRAD. Okay. Now what exactly it is? It is basically the group of activities. This has around 9 characteristics or 9 features. It has 9 features. This has 3 features. This has another group at all. Now if you see American Economic Review has the 3 segmentation of any paper. If you take the paper into American Economic Review or even Economic Trigger, best journal in the world. Best journal in the world. If you take the paper like Econometrica, one paper in the Econometrica, American Economic Review, there are three components: 1, 2, 3. What is the paper consist? Even whatever you review the paper, only 3 headings will be there. One is introduction. Second major point in the research paper, scientific research paper, standard research paper. First is introduction. Second is objectives and methodology. And last one is
literature review, sir.
last one.
Last
Standard paper.
conclusion. Result and conclusion. Further study.
Last one.
Reference.
What will be the heading in the scientific paper? First is introduction, second one is objectives and methodology, and third one, the normally written results and discussion. But here, I slightly modified. I remove and I insert a. Still it is results and discussion. But actually it is not and. What is this RAD? Remember the RAD. What is the RAD? RAD is R for results. Okay. A for analysis and D for discussion. Okay, it's called RAD. What is the RAD? RAD is R for results, A for analysis, D for discussion. Now, most of my beloved PhD students or scholars, what you say? You say data analysis. What you say? Your fourth chapter, historically, in all universities, your fourth chapter, data presentation, data analysis, and data interpretation. The common title in all the PhD thesis, globally in India, found everywhere. Common name, chapter name. What is that? Data presentation, data analysis, data interpretation. 3 common names: presentation, analysis, and interpretation. 5. This is though you are putting into your chapter, but we expect as a researchers, we don't expect data analysis. We don't want data analysis. We want data results. Data results are to be analyzed. Therefore, we wanted results are to be analyzed, but not data. What is to be analyzed? Results are to be analyzed. Not data. But we say data analysis. Now, this is a small gap between data analysis and result analysis. What is the difference between data analysis and result analysis? Anybody? Smart guy? Or smart woman also? Guy has both men and women, gender irrespective. What is that? What is the difference between data analysis and result analysis?
Data analysis we are doing in time of research, and result analysis we did after the research.
It's the result analysis about literature reviews. Analyzing the results from all the papers, then we do the literature.
Result analysis based on data analysis.
Data gathering the secondary, primary, and analyzing.
Data is an input, result is an output.
No, I am asking what is the difference between data analysis and result analysis? That's very important. You should be able to understand the terminology and concept. Therefore, in the research probably I will deal, there are 4 words. What is this? There are 4 words. Okay? Write like this in your notes. Okay? I have a concept, and I have a construct. I have a concept, number one. Number 2, I have a construct. Number 3, I have a variable. Number 3, I have a variable. Number 4, I have a hypothesis. So this is the sequence. You cannot go like this, sir. You have to come down. It's a top to bottom approach. Without a concept, you cannot have a construct. Without construct, you cannot have a variable. Without variable, you cannot have a hypothesis. To have hypothesis, you need some variables. Okay, you need some variables to have hypothesis. Therefore, this is cannot be a reverse process. It is a top to bottom approach. Top to bottom approach. So therefore, the point what I mean to say is, I need to analyze the results in the research. Okay, India won cricket match against Pakistan. It's the result. That how India won is a result analysis. I'm giving a live example. How India won? Data analysis. What is the data analysis in the cricket? And result analysis. Result analysis is a post event. Data analysis is a process event. Are you getting with me? Are you with me? Result analysis is a post event. And data analysis is a recurring process, continuous process. Data analysis is an output. It is a process of input. Okay, so therefore, we need to analyze the results, and these analyzed results, okay, results are to be analyzed, and these results, whatever you analyze, and those are to be linked with the previous researchers. John Maynard Keynes said like this. What he said? John Maynard Keynes said the psychological law of consumption, MPC is not equal to 1. John Maynard Keynes said MPC is not equal to 1. MPC lies between 0 to 1. John Maynard Keynes said, is it true or not? People went on research. Arthur Lewis went on absolute income hypothesis. Then Dushumbury went on relative income hypothesis. Then Milton Friedman went on permanent income hypothesis. People are not happy with John Maynard Keynes. Tested Keynes statement. Okay, and then finally we could see life cycle income hypothesis. So it is how Keynes is got linked with up to life cycle income hypothesis. The results of the life cycle income hypothesis are linked. How my results are superior to compared to previous research. That is what the discussion on results. Most times our researchers don't do discussion with the results. They stop their writing findings. They stop their research at writing, but they don't link by citing. It's called citation. By citing other researchers, how my research is superior, or how I am better, how my model is different. Novelty of the content. Exactly. Novelty. How I am different. How iPhone 16 is different than iPhone 16e. How iPhone 15 and 16 is different. Okay, that's what we need to understand. That is what is the point. Now, please understand here. I have 5 words. What is that? I-M-R-A-D. I told about R-A-D, but I have not told about I and M. I will come to that and I will do that one during my presentation. So therefore, what I have to do is I have to understand the topic. Topic is to be converted into the problem. Problem is to be converted into questions. Question is to be converted into objectives, and objectives is to be converted into hypothesis. Now, from these 2 days, go there in the board. From these 2 days, I have to identify 3 things. From here to here to come, I have to understand first, what is a concept associated with my research? Concept identification, concept development, concept association. Okay? Concept identification. Okay? That's what. Then I have to have a construction. Construct. I have to have a construct. Then I have to concept construct should be converted to variable. Then variable has to be used for developing a hypothesis. Now look at, from here to here to come, I have to complete 3 processes. One is concept, second is construct, and third one is the variable. Then only I can enter into the hypothesis. Once I have a hypothesis, then I can use MAD. What is that MAD? What is that MAD? What is MAD? MAD is MAD ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಹುಚ್ಚ. What is MAD? What is MAD? MAD is an abbreviated word that comes under M. I said I have written 3 there. Okay? In the IMRAD word, I have written M. M is equal to 3. 3 is an 3 words associated with M. M is an MAD. M for methods, A for approach, and D for design. D for design. What is that? M for methods, and A for approach, and D for design. What is 3M? What is 2A? And what is 3D? We have to understand. We have to understand. That we'll try to do it now. Okay? This is a first level. I need to do it. But still, I have to first. Now in this case, still I have to find a topic. Where are the topics available? The topics available with me are with 4 P's. Topics available with me are 4 P's. What are these 4 P's? 4 P's are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. P1, P2, P3. Okay? P1, P2, P3. Okay? Now what is P1? P1 is what are that? Persons. Okay? Who invented this mobile? Person. Who invented your Dolo 650? Person. Who invented my shirt? Person. Fashion designer. Alia Bhatt is a most active actors in Bollywood today, and highest seen in the national level ad agencies or ads. Who is that? Alia Bhatt. Ranbir Kapoor wife, Alia Bhatt, and highly remunerated lady today.
So you know the Rashmika Bandhan also.
Rashmika Bandhan from South India. I think she's seen very few ads, but she's getting up. But Alia, she's in majority of national, international ads. Why I am telling this? Person is responsible. APJ Abdul Kalam is the man of many innovations. Sarabhai Vikram Sarabhai. Who is that? Missile man, along with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We have sent our, what is that? Recently, Chandrayana. And in Chandrayana, there were 2 things have come out. Vikram and Pragyan rover. The Vikram is named after Vikram Sarabhai. And place wherever Vikram got landed, that place is called Shiva Shakti of India, Basavaraj. So how it is got linked? Look at. Okay, very difficult place to go and put our landmark into the somewhere which is not seen. Okay, so the point is scientists, experts, researchers, and common man. Many innovations in agriculture have come with illiterate farmers. Many innovations. Mysore Pak innovated by a person who is cook in Mysore Maharaja family. It is not experimented, created in the lab. It is not the clinical product. Mathur Vada. It is a vada of waste product of Uppitu. Madhuroda. You will please read the story of Madhuroda. But not